We be live. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Have you liked the stream? Like the stream right now. How's my audio? People in the chat, let me know. By the way, look, guys, we have a new thing here. If you comment, your comments will show up here. Okay, on the screen all the time. So now, but by the way, Amir will be starting your comments. How's my audio? Everyone's going. Yeah, okay, great. Amir is here. Fantastic. Amir will be starting the comments that I should be reading, but automatically everything is going to be showing up here. So thank you guys for being in the live chat and liking. But let's go and liking the stream, guys. Make sure you mention in the chat that you're liking the stream so that more people get encouraged to like the stream. All right. So let me, before I get into the main title of this live stream, which is extraordinary, and I will show you why. But let me actually show you this amazing video. So this lady was reporting, making a video. I don't know where is it in front of, like, so I don't know where, but look, somebody came with the flag of Palestine saying free Palestine, free Palestine. But look at this. This is amazing. So watch this. And the response she gives is 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So let's watch this. Let's watch this. Let me know if you like it. Actually, there's something about it that is, well, let's just listen and I'll explain.
That whosoever believes in him will not perish. Excuse me, my dear. Hold on a minute. I'm making a video. So, free Palestine from Islam and from Hamas. Free Palestine from Islam and from Hamas. The Islam is the cult religion of Shaitan, the devil, and free Palestine from Islam and Hamas, and everything will be fine. Don't touch me, don't touch me. So free Palestine from Islam and Hamas. Islam is the cult religion of Shaitan, the devil. And these people are lost in the cult religion of Shaitan, the devil. So this woman is coming to ask for freedom for Palestine. I ask freedom for Palestine from Islam and Hamas. God bless you. That who?
Yeah, guys, this is a perfect response, except the part that she dishonors Shaitan. I love Shaitan, but I'm joking, like, it's fine, but I get what she's meaning. But every time somebody says free Palestine or basically wants to be pro-Palestine, we who are on the Israeli side, we shouldn't negate what they're saying. Like, we are for Palestine, we are for freeing Palestine, but free Palestine from what? We are for freeing Palestine from Hamas, freeing Palestine from Islam. We want the best for Palestinians. We at least on this channel, the pro-Israeli people on this channel are also pro-Palestinian, and they also believe on this channel, at least we believe, that the best thing for Palestine is Israel. Israel can help better Palestine by eliminating all the toxic poison that has taken over that region. So yeah, the problem we have with the so-called pro-Palestine people is that they are the worst thing for Palestine. We're not anti-Palestine. We're pro-Israel and pro-Palestine. We just think Israel is the best thing for Palestine, so-called Palestine, right? So yeah, that lady is base, exactly. I'm kind of saying that lady is base, exactly. I agree. Okay. So let me show you because I want to wait a little bit before more people show up before I show you the main video. But let me read the statement by Netanyahu, which I thought it was very on point. Did I already? Yes, I already retweeted this. Okay, Netanyahu is saying, by asking Israel to end a defensive war for our survival before Hamas terrorists. This is actually, before I read this is actually very key, because everybody is saying that Hamas is asking for a ceasefire. Israel is saying no to a ceasefire. So if you are for peace, then Israel is the one that is a problem, because the pro-Israeli side is constantly saying that the war that is currently happening in Gaza is Hamas's fault. The other side responds, but they're asking for ceasefire. It's the Israel side that is saying no. How do you respond to that? The response to that is like, you idiot. The Hamas is asking for a ceasefire with the condition that they get to go back in being in charge, so that they could regroup and recover and do other October 7th. Of course, that would not That should not be a condition that you accept for a ceasefire. What the hell you're talking? This is how they change the narrative. This is Hamas's plan to put ceasefire deals out there that it knows is impossible for Israel to agree, so that it could the world would have this narrative that Hamas is for peace and Israel isn't. Right? Imagine, oh no, imagine if you're in a fight and you're basically beating the other guy, and some people kind of like, hey guys, let's stop beating each other, and like the guy is like, okay, I agree with beating each other up as long as he lets me, I don't know, have my way with his wife. And the other guy is like, no, I'm gonna keep beating you up if that's your condition. And the other people are like, be reasonable, he wants to stop fighting and you want to continue to fight. Like, yeah, if that's the condition, yeah, I want to continue fighting. What the hell? Right? So Netanyahu explains that here much better than I can. So let's just read that. Netanyahu says, by asking Israel to end a defensive war for our survival before Hamas terrorists on our border are destroyed, and by demanding a Palestinian state, that's also part of their requests, their conditions, which is unreasonable, unrealistic, insane to even suggest. And says the leaders in London, Ottawa, and Paris are offering a huge prize for the genocidal attack on Israel on October 7th, while inviting more such atrocities. That's such a good point that we constantly should remind people. If in negotiating with Hamas you give them a state, you basically are telling them October 7th work. You are signaling to the terrorists all around the world that, oh yeah, this is actually the way to get, you should do more of these things. You should do more October 7th, because this is how you get things. This works. Here's your prize for October 7th. Do you understand how insane that is to even suggest that? All right, the war began on October 7th when Palestinian terrorists stormed our borders, murdered 1,200 innocent people, and abducted over 250 more innocents to dungeons of Gaza. Guys, whenever you say this, the other side is like, oh, 1,200 people. Well, the Israeli army has killed 50,000 people in Gaza, or whatever number they come up with next, okay? But you have to remind them, like, yeah, those are also murdered by Hamas. The whole point of killing these 1,200 people was to get Israel in an impossible position where, in defending themselves, people die on the other side. That was by design. That was the murder, the killer of innocent people in Israel and Palestine, both is Hamas. That's the answer you need to be giving them, okay? Let's practice here. And then it continues and says, by the way, you know who knows that? More people in Gaza know that. More people in Gaza understand what I'm talking about. And I'll show you that, right? Israel, and it's not taqiyya. Before people come out and say taqiyya, it's not taqiyya, okay? At some point when you live in Gaza, you realize, like, okay, look at our lives before October 7th, look at our lives after October 7th. Yeah, this sucks. Who started this? We know Hamas started this. To blame Hamas for the new conditions that you have in Gaza, that's just reality. That's not taqiyya. That is not taqiyya. That is reality. I know they're still Muslim. Most of them are still Muslim. I know most of them are still anti-Semitic. I understand that. I'm not saying whoopee-doo, now they have all the right views and we could celebrate them as our allies. I'm not saying that. But even if you're Muslim, even if you're anti-Semitic, you can still see the reality. You're not that blind, okay? I know Islam brings you blindness, but not to the point where you cannot be like, hey, before October 7th, life was better, okay? I mean, that is not hard to conclude, okay? Like, yeah, okay, and who started it? It was Hamas, okay? Well, but F Hamas then, all right? That's not that hard to understand. That does not require taqiyya, right? I'm sure, yeah, I mean, you're right. I should have a SpongeBob meme with taqiyya like that. You know how, what is that SpongeBob meme that he looks like kind of weird? SpongeBob. What do I search for? SpongeBob satire meme? Yeah. I don't know what do I search for. You know which one I'm talking about, right? The one that he looks like kind of like a I can't use the R word. Yeah, I should have that ready for situations like this. Okay, so whatever the war can end. Oh yeah, here exactly. Israel accepts President Trump's vision and urges all European leaders to do the same. The war can end tomorrow if the remaining hostages are released, Hamas lays down its arm, its murderous leaders are exiled, and Gaza is demilitarized. You know why he says that? Because do you think like Hamas is going to do that willingly? Of course, Hamas is not going to do that willingly. So why does he say that? Okay, why does Netanyahu say something that Hamas is never going to do willingly, right? Because first of all, you have to force them to do that. Second of all, this message is also to the people in Gaza that if you want this war to end, get rid of Hamas. And the people in Gaza are hearing this message, and I'll show you that. Hamas. So yeah, when the war will end, if Hamas lays down its arms, its murderous leaders are exiled, and Gaza is demilitarized. No nation can be expected to accept anything less, and Israel certainly won't. Fantastic. This is a good strong position to have, guys. I don't in Israel, guys. I don't even if you're anti-Netanyahu. This is at least when it comes to foreign enemies, you have to back your leader. Okay, I know you have some internal political conflicts. All right, and you could fight those conflicts. You could fight those political disagreements as much as you want internally. But when it comes to external threats, you need to show a united face. I saw some protests in Israel against protests in Israel against their own government for continuing the war against Hamas. That is a horrible idea. I don't know, like you guys know what I'm talking about. Those people who were wearing purple. Like you need to show a united front. Those people are going to be used by the enemies of Israel to make Israel look weak, right? Because yeah. Well, I'm gonna start this. This is a war of civilization over barbarism. Israel will continue to defend itself by just means until total victory. Let me actually respond to this comment by Ginga because I keep hearing this over and over again. Ginga is saying, Armin, they are anti-Hamas because they're losing. If they were winning, they would accept the bad conditions, no doubt about it. First of all, anytime you say no doubt about it, you are wrong. Every time, even if you are right, you should doubt everything. You should doubt everything. We're here on a skeptical channel. You should not be certain about your position. If you say whatever you said, if you end the sentence with no doubt about it, you are wrong. Almost certainties. Yeah. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? I showed my skepticism in my own comment as well. So there is doubt about it because there's doubt in everything. There is doubt in everything. I might not even be real. Okay. Right. So first, so you said the anti-Hamas. Okay. So let's that's a win. Whatever you say the reason is, that's a win. That's a win. If they're anti-Hamas, we should encourage that, whatever the reason is. I'm glad that you at least acknowledge that they are anti-Hamas and it's not Takia. And then it says because they're losing, yeah, people if they're losing means that their life conditions are getting worse, so they're anti the situation that they're in. This is being if they're losing, so that's why they're anti-Hamas. That means that they want better. They want to be winners. They want to be winners. I mean, they're not losing in the afterlife. They're losing in this life. So that means they're becoming more for this life. Where are they losing? I mean, being martyrs, that's not losing by Islamic metric. They're losing by material metrics, by worldly metrics. So if they think that they're losing, I'm glad that they are pro-life because that's the only way that they could be considered losers if they're becoming more pro-life. They want to live because if they were thinking more Islamically, they're not losing. They're winning because they're dying and they're becoming martyrs. And then it continues. You continue saying, if they were winning, they would accept the bad conditions. No doubt. First of all, if the conditions were bad, that would mean they're losing. See how you contradicted yourself? They would accept the bad conditions. What are you talking about? If they are losing, means that their conditions are getting worse. That's why they're losing. That's why they're upset. I don't care why they're anti-Hamas. I care about the fact that they're anti-Hamas. Okay, I care about the fact that they're anti-Hamas, and we need to encourage that. You know who encourages that? Israel's government is encouraging that. IDF is encouraging that. Israel's intelligence agency is encouraging that. Netanyahu is encouraging that. So be on the side of Israel's government and realize that this is a win for us, no matter why it's happening. I mean, again, I'm not saying that these people have the best of all positions, but the anti-Hamas narrative, the anti-Hamas position in Gaza is a win for us, and we should, whatever is causing it, we should celebrate it and we should support it, even if these people are not completely in line with our views. Who's this? Okay. Guys, if you get removed from the chat, it's not because we didn't like your opinion. The admins are removing some comments, basically giving timeouts. It's because you could have the worst ideas here and you could say it in the live chat, but if you spam the chat, then our admin will remove you. Also, if it's a comment that is basically dangerous for this channel because it violates community standards, you will be removed. Thank you for the service of the admin. Which admin was helping us here? Amir. Amir also is the one who's starting your comments for me to read some of them. Amir also, thank you so much, Amir. Also, Amir, because so if anything might violate YouTube's community standards, timeout or ban those people as well at some point. Okay. This is a war of civilization over barbarism. Israel will continue to defend itself by just means until total victory is achieved. Fantastically. Again, I have my fair share of criticism for Netanyahu. You know this. You know I have done this on this channel, and I have lost fans for it, okay? But when it comes to him standing strong against the threat of Hamas, you know, they're right now, especially, we need to be united on that, okay? Let me show you what's happening. Dingo, look at this, okay? So this is just recently. This is like yesterday. Just yesterday. And it's the record, guys. Remember, it's getting more and more and more. So Dr. Malouf is showing this, and I verified other places that this is actually happening. The largest. It's not just anti-Hamas protests, because we have been seeing anti-Hamas protests in Gaza for a while. Okay, but this is it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, guys. This momentum, if it continues, it's so good for our narrative. It's good, and also it's good to show the hypocrisy of the leftists, because when it comes to the people in Gaza and their voices, they're going to be silent about this. Many of them are going to be silent about it. They're not gonna highlight anything that it goes against the narrative, which is this, guys. If you are saying this is fake, you're helping the leftists with the anti-Israeli narrative, because you should amplify this, because this destroys the so-called pro-Palestinian leftist narratives in the West. This destroys that. So why would we go out there and say tequila fake, this is fake, when this is actually going to destroy and dismantle all their arguments? We should pick this up and throw it in their face. So Dr. Malouf is saying the largest anti-Hamas protest ever took place today in Gaza. Again, one more time, the largest anti-Hamas protest ever took place today in Gaza. Hundreds of thousands marched and blamed Hamas for the war. We want to live. Hamas out. We want to live. This is life. This is the desire for life over death. They don't know it, guys. I know these people are mostly Muslim, and they do not know what I'm about to tell you themselves. What they're saying is not just anti-Hamas. What they are saying is also anti-Islam. They are pro-life. The Quran itself is anti-life. The Quran itself is pro-death. Where's my Quran? I have read this book over and over and over again. This is the Quran. And I have read it many, many times. If you say we want to live, you are standing against the messages of this book. I tell you, anybody who wants to live, anybody who says life, their protest, their movement is for life against death, for prosperity, for peace, they are anti-Islam. Even the Muslims who are for life, one day I hope they realize that chant is anti-Islamic, and I'm here to celebrate that. So we want to live Hamas out. So guys, Hamas is anti-life, but what I want to see, what I will say is that the complete version of this is we want to live Islam out. We want to live Islam out. Right? So it continues, they would be killed by Hamas while the pro-Hamas crowd in the West remains pathetically silent. Let's watch this people, these great people. Again, I know I do not see eye to eye with these people. A lot of these people are probably anti-Semitic, but this is absolute greatness, and I celebrate that. I celebrate this. Listen. Let me actually show you this beautiful woman here making a perfect point. Again, thank you, Vid, for finding these things and showing it to us. Appreciate this account. Let me actually listen to this. This is a on point. Actually, let me retweet this. Repost. So listen to her. She's so on point.
Free Palestine. We did. Israel completely pulled out of the Gaza Strip in 2005 and forcibly expelled all the Israelis living there, leaving behind beautiful land, greenhouse gases, and a thriving environment. And what did the Palestinian people do? Burn down all of the greenhouses that Israel left behind and elect Hamas, the terrorist group, as their leaders in 2007. And since then, every single resource that has been brought into Gaza from Israel has been used to create rockets by Hamas to attack the Jewish people. None of that water, none of that funding going to educate or enriching the lives of the people living in Gaza. And who's deciding that? The terrorists they elected, Hamas. So if you really want to free Palestine or free the Palestinians, then support Israel in eradicating Hamas from the face of this earth, because the day that Hamas disappears will be a better day for the history of the people living in Gaza and the people living in Israel. The only way to free Palestine is to eradicate Hamas forever. Am Yisrael Chai.
Chai. So okay, it's not he, it's not he, it's something in between. Am Israel Chai. Chai. Did I say it right? Yes. This I saw, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I also want to share that was perfect, by the way. Wasn't she great? She was amazing. I loved it. But I also wanted to share this with you guys because it's so on point. But I also want to show the response, and I want to highlight the response. So this one is saying Hamas is responsible. Perfectly said. Hamas is responsible for every civilian death in Gaza. All they had to do was to release the hostages. Well, actually, that's not enough. Release the hostages, lay down its arms, and get rid of Hamas. That's what Hamas needs to do. This is not complete. But here's the response. So because this account is saying that the Hamas could have basically saved people in Gaza, and they didn't. This is what people usually say. They say, how many times has Israel rejected ceasefire deals that would have freed the captives? Okay, you need to, and Grok basically came up with the response that it was 15 times. Okay, so this guy is trying to use Grok AI to basically say that it's Israel's fault because the hostages could have been. By the way, guys, this is a narrative in Israel right now. A lot of people in Israel are blaming their own government for the hostages not being released because they say that their government had 15 chances to do a ceasefire and get the hostages released, and it didn't. The hostages, at what cost? The life of every hostage is valued so much. And we should do everything in our power to free them and save them. But not at the price of more October 7th. Because that will cause many more. That would cause Hamas to get many more hostages. This is why we have this principle that says that we don't negotiate with terrorists. Even if you get some people, even if you save people's lives, you're putting more people's lives in danger. So the problem with this 15 ceasefire deals that basically Israel rejected is that it would have left Hamas in power for them to recover, for them to grow again and do more devastation, cause more devastation upon the Israeli people. These ceasefire deals that Hamas was basically trying to get Israel, it was trying to survive. Israel cannot let Hamas survive for the sake of its own people. And I don't understand why some Israeli people don't understand this. Like, people in the chat who are Israeli, can you let me know? Like, have you talked to these other Israelis that are now criticizing their own government for not doing a ceasefire? Have you talked to them? Have you told them, like, guys, if we don't paralyze Hamas completely, we will have more October 7th. Do you understand this? Do you understand this? Somebody please talk to them. Somebody please talk to these people. Another tweet by Dr. Malouf, because I wanted to show you where these people's heads are at. So this is a Palestinian Islamist preacher who's saying virgins of paradise will have. So this is what they're fighting. This is a pro-death cult. Let me show you why this cult of Islam is so pro-death. Because death is, for them, is so much more beautiful than life, because this is what they get after death, after they die. So Palestinian Islamist preacher is saying virgins of paradise will have no menstruation, no saliva, mucus, urine, or excrement. Ew. I mean, why is that a feature? Like, guys, have you ever had, were you ever really attracted to a woman and thought to yourself, oh, she's so hot, but I wish she didn't have saliva? Like, that is, ew, saliva, ew, gross. Wouldn't it be nice if she didn't have that? Like, what the hell? Yeah, exactly. We're saying robot girlfriends. Maybe this guy are going to be into robots. And like, no menstruation, I mean, that's good for her, but the fact that you guys see that as a feature for you shows the view that these people have on women. And then continues, Muslim men will have the sexual strength of 100 men. We will have several wives and slaves in paradise. Slaves, so basically against their will. What kind of paradise is that when they're conscious entities that are providing service to you against their own free will? It doesn't seem like paradise for them. And it says, disgusting. Why is it all about sex in the afterlife for them? I mean, because sex is one of the greatest. Get that. So I'm not going to play. Should I play this entire thing? Should I play it? Or praise be Allah who created the beautiful versions of paradise. Why is them? I still don't understand this. Why them being a virgin is such a feature? Like, why is that such a big deal? Okay, who are as beautiful as rubies and coral? Allah created them for the believers. Okay, yeah, this is going to take you a long time. So I think Malouf has just gave us a summary of it, which is the parts that I wanted to show you guys. I don't care about the rest. Here's another. This is actually more recent. Okay, this is quite new, right? So this was just from yesterday. Actually, just came out from Membri TV. So let's watch this one. This is pretty cool. So Membri is saying senior Hamas official. This is Hamas. It's not just a sheikh or one of the ulama. It's actually a Hamas official. Senior Hamas official Sami Abdur Zuhri plays down significance of Gaza casualties. This isn't. Oh my God! Look at this. Let me just say this one more time, because for people in the back, listen to this one more time. Senior Hamas official Sami Abu Zuhri plays down the significance of Gaza casualties. Again, when I say these people are not pro-life, when I say these people are pro-death, I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not exaggerating. So let's continue. Let's see what he's saying. He's saying Our women's wombs will produce many more babies. 50,000 were born in Gaza during the war, just like the number of casualties. Thanks to the war, Westerners convert to Islam. US students support Palestine liberation from the river to the sea. Guys, he's saying it doesn't matter that 50,000 of us died. We produced 50,000 more in the same time. Like, look at the value this person has for the lives that are lost. Again, evidence after evidence after evidence that these people don't care about the lives of Palestinians. I tell you, the leaders in Gaza, the leaders in Hamas, they have zero care for Palestinian people. Right now, the people that have the most care, that are actually trying to save Palestinian lives the most, is the Israeli government, is the IDF. The IDF cares about Palestinian lives a million times, I mean infinite time, because this is zero, infinitely more than Hamas ever would. Again, this is not an exaggeration. Hamas knows that Israel cares about the civilian lives in Palestine. You know how I know that? You know how I know that Hamas knows? Do you guys know how I know that Hamas knows? Because they wouldn't have been using human shields if they didn't know that. They wouldn't think that would work. They would wear the uniforms. Why is it that Hamas doesn't wear uniform when it's fighting? Because it knows that this makes it difficult for Israel. Why would it make it difficult for Israel to eliminate Hamas? Because if Israel didn't care who's a civilian and who's a militant, then it would just shoot, and you would have no advantage by not wearing your uniform. So Hamas knows that Israel cares about the lives of the Palestinians. That's why it doesn't wear the uniform. It knows that. Imagine thinking that you're right on the right side of history when you know that the sympathy your enemy has for the civilian on your side is more than the sympathy that you have for them, and you're using that to your advantage. How evil can you be? I swear the Nazis were not this evil. How is the world on the side of the so-called pro-Palestinian cause? This is so obvious. Look at these people. They're like, hey, 50,000 dead? Who cares? We make more. How is this so hard for the world to understand that they're on the wrong side? It's incredible. It's insane. This is obvious. Speaking of the people who are supporting them, so I showed you in the last live stream that I did that the Qataris, who Trump was basically now buddies with, were meeting with Hamas officials, and they were best friends with them, right? So basically, Trump is now best friends with some of the best friends of Hamas, which is horrible. And now another reminder, because if the father of Hamas is Qatar, the mother is the Islamic Republic, which Trump is now trying to incentivize by doing trades with them, to do a deal with them. So he's getting, again, we need to put pressure on Trump so that something like that doesn't, he's trying to give them, he's not just using the stick. Unfortunately, he's trying to incentivize them with financial incentives, which would be horrible. This would be used to do another October 7th. We should be doing all we can in our power, all of you, everybody, to basically raise their voice and make sure that everybody understands that this is a horrible deal. And one person that is doing a good job bringing awareness to all of this is Reza Behruz. Again, I suggest following him. He's an Iranian American. He has some really good posts on X about all of this stuff. He says, the foreign minister of the Islamofascist terror regime in Iran, Arakchi, so Arakchi, guys, is the foreign minister, meets with a Hamas delegation in Tehran. By lifting of sanctions on the regime, Donald Trump will indirectly fund radical Islamist factions in the Middle East and clear the path for another October 7th. Very perfectly said. Requires a repost. So let me repost that, right? Yes. So let me actually now go to this next. Okay, so let's look at something beautiful. Okay, let's look at some beautiful things, because I don't want us to just have negative things that might piss us off here on this channel. Let's look at something gorgeous. Look at her. So Noah Kochva, I don't know if I'm reading it right. So she's an Israeli American, I assume. And just recently we had parades for Israel in many places in the West, and people were coming out there and celebrating. And she posted this. She's saying, "Felt so much love today walking in New York. Wish every day we can walk like this with our flag." This was absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Let's just enjoy it. I mean, does it have music? I hope it doesn't have any music. So yeah, it doesn't have any music. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? That's just something beautiful to look at. Anyways, now let's go to something beautiful to listen to. Douglas Murray here with an amazing take regarding the invasion of Islamism in Europe and the rest of Western countries. So Lizzo is actually a good account to follow. Oh, Lizzo follows me. What an honor. Amazing. Lizzo follows me and I follow her, and she has some really good takes here and there. So she's saying, watch Douglas Murray sparks outrage simply by calling to deport illegal migrants back to their Islamic S-hole countries, which got destroyed by Sharia laws. Do you agree with him? Guys, let me know in the live chat. Do you agree with Douglas Murray or not? But let's actually listen to him, because Douglas Murray hits the he actually delivers these points in such a powerful way. Sometimes we need to share it here on the channel with you guys. So let's listen to him.
Let's see why it's impossible to enforce the law. We enforce the law on lots of other things. It's extremely difficult to get to a country like America or Britain legally. Why is it so wildly easy to get into it illegally? I'm sorry, it is easy. Everyone talks about the perilous journey. You only have to spend a few hours in a boat. It only costs a few $1,000s. It's very easy. You walk straight in and you've got a hotel, and then you'll get a work permit as well. The legal route is extremely difficult. The illegal one has become easy. I'm sorry, politicians can sort that out. I don't think it's the world's hardest Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, that was perfect. That was on point. They're I mean, think about the people who are trying to go to the West. The West is signaling to them that go the illegal route. We made it easier than the legal route. What kind of a signal is that? And here, this is a result. Neo, is that how you pronounce her name? Neo posted just recently something from a video from a while back, so you guys could see the consequences. Again, I'm not going to play this entire video, but this is a Swedish father. He's saying, my son has been robbed 3 times. Twice by Somalis, once by Arabs. He's marked for life. Again, this is in Sweden. If I had a daughter, I would follow her with a loaded shotgun in Sweden. And she's saying, welcome to Sweden, once the safest country on earth. Now it's one of the most dangerous. Horrible. Here's another person that I think you guys should follow. Mark Dobowitz. I think I pronounced his name right. He doesn't follow me. One day, guys, one day I will have the honor. But anyways, Mark here is saying, told Fox News, and who's this? Okay. Basically, he was on Fox News and he said this. The Trump doctrine is peace through strength and prosperity through deals. Cash helped moderate Saudi, UAE, and Bahrain, but flooding the mullahs with mullah won't tame a terror regime. Exactly. The thing that people need to understand is that they are different. They do not work. The same incentive structure does not work with them. It is the mullahs in Iran. Their DNA is to annihilate the world Western liberal order. That's the entire plan, right? And nothing is. If you want to incentivize them with money and trade, it's only going to delay it. It's not going to end it. It's going to delay that. And it continues. It'll supercharge their external aggression and internal repression. Yes, perfectly said. Actually, this is English, so it doesn't need any translation. Let's listen to him say that, all of that.
I think the larger theme is peace, prosperity, stability, the avoidance of war, and a belief that if you flood the region with cash, you'll turn the region's leaders into moderates. And I think he's touting the Saudis and Emiratis and Bahrainis as good examples of that. The only problem is, if you flood hundreds of billions of dollars into the Islamic Republic, are you going to turn the Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei's Revolutionary Guards and the Islamist revolutionaries into moderates? Similarly, you're going to turn the Syrian leader, a former jihadist, into a moderate by lifting sanctions and flooding them with cash. I think President Trump firmly believes that cash will moderate. And I think time will tell whether that's indeed the case.
Perfectly said. By the way, Mr. Mac, thank you so much. 11 months of membership. You've been a member on this channel for 11 months. Guys, members are the backbone of this channel. So thank you, anybody who's a member. You're amazing. Mr. Mac is saying, like the stream, guys. Like the stream. This channel needs to grow. Guys, you're right. Mr. Meg is right. Really liking the stream really helps our channel grow. We're a force for good here on this channel. We're a force for good. And if you like the stream, more people end up seeing this. So please do your part. Everybody, basically do this. Say, I did my part. I should have that meme ready. Why don't I have that meme? I did my part. Wait, I should have that always ready in the background. So every time people say, wait, what is that movie from? Yeah, I did my part. Hold on. Yes. I did my part. Where is that image? Yes, I'm doing my part. Yes, exactly. Let's have this copy image address. There you go. Oh, this is not a good version of it, but we should have the clip. We should have a clip ready saying I did my part. I'm doing my part. Okay. Oh yeah, Starship Troopers. Exactly. Starship Troopers. I keep forgetting that. All right, so let's actually move to I'm actually, I didn't used to like much content from Patrick Bet-David, but recently he's been remembering that he's he's supporting Iran. He's Iranian himself, and he's now showing more support for Pahlavi and the Iranian people and talking more about it. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate Patrick Bet-David doing that, because he has he's an Iranian with a huge audience. Look, he has 1 million followers. He's a big deal. He's a big deal. So Iranians in the West that are such big deals, coming behind the Pahlavi dynasty and the Shah and his son Reza Pahlavi. He had Reza Pahlavi on his show a couple of times. I think a couple of times or once. I don't know. But it was great, so that more people are familiar with him. But let's read what he's saying. What he's saying here. Patrick Bet-David is saying Iran before 1979 was the place to be. The Middle East was at peace. The Shah was respected, liked, and feared. But peace isn't a profitable business. Actually, I think a model for certain industries. Peace isn't a profitable business model for certain. Okay, I was going to criticize that, but he clarified certain industries, because on average, peace is very profitable. Peace is a lot more profitable than war. A lot of people are like, oh, war is just a profit-making machine. Yeah, on average, it's not. On average, peace is more profitable. But when he says for certain industries, then he clarified that he didn't mean overall. So I thought I'm going to not agree with him, but I do agree with him here. And then it says they had to take him down. A little bit conspiratorial for who? Depends on who you're talking about. Okay, it depends on who you're talking about. Okay, because the main people who took him down were the communists and the Islamists. I know United States was the Carter's administration was somewhat at fault for this, but it wasn't because of Mickey. Yeah, again, a little bit on the conspiratorial side, but I'll accept it. I'll accept it. It's okay. But let's look at this is the video that he's posting from the Pahlavi dynasty. Let's see. So the caption says, "Restore the Shah of Iran and the monarchy, end the regime, and return to ancient Persian tradition." So let's watch this. Oh my! Hey, copyright music. I cannot do that. We cannot do that. We're gonna get struck into oblivion. So no. Oh, we got a super chat by Mr. Mike. Thank you, Mr. Mike, saying super shekels for your amazing work. Thank you, super shekels. We get support from Israel, guys. We are officially, this channel is officially Zionist funded, and we love it. We love it. Okay, we are because people used to accuse us of being Zionist funded, and we're like, we're not. We wouldn't mind being Zionist funded, but now we are. Now we are. Those accusations are true, and we are proud of it. Here's a recommendation by this guy, which I am loving, which I'm going to soon end the stream, and then actually, let me actually say something between this show and my Persian show that I'm gonna have 4 shows today, guys. This is my first one. I'm gonna have 2 English shows and 2 Persian shows. The 2 Persian shows is gonna be on my Persian channel, but the second English show that I have today, let me advertise that before I go to this amazing recommendation by this guy for creating a bridge between Israel and the Iranian people. But before, let me do an ad for my other channel, my personal channel, which is Armin Navabi channel. Right after this show, well, not right after. Let me actually see how far. I should have this always ready, so I don't have to make you guys wait. Sorry, guys, making you wait like that. Okay, let me mute this. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not sorry. It didn't take it. It only took 30 seconds. Yes, within 40 minutes, I'm starting a show. That my personal channel is not about politics. It's mostly about AI, technology, and the future of finance, economics, culture, and society as we know it. But it's tech focused. It's about futurism. It's about where AI is taking us. That's what the Armin Navabi channel. So after this, within 40 minutes from now, I'm going to be starting that. And the subject of that show is going to be AI will replace every job except these. So I'm going to tell you which jobs are going to be the most secure when AI comes and takes most of jobs out there. Okay, so that's going to be the discussion. The link to that show is in the description, is in the live chat, or you could just search for my channel, Armin Navabi, and you'll see that live stream starting pretty soon. Anyways, let's get back to the show. What are we talking about here? So this guy is trying to get Netanyahu to officially recognize His Royal Highness, that's HRH, His Royal Highness, Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, as the official representative of the people of Iran. Guys, this is an amazing idea, because no other country would dare do this right now, not even America. And if Israel does that, first of all, it would put so much pressure on the Iranian regime, because we have one official government that is now recognizing Reza Pahlavi as the official representative of the Iranian people, and that would delegitimize the Iranian regime in Iran, the Islamic regime in Iran, and also legitimize the voice of the Iranian people against their own regime, which is fantastic. But it would also make more Iranian people fall in love with Israel. This is an amazing idea. And let's just listen to him, because I think it's in English. We need to share this far and wide. Okay, so I'm gonna share this myself, like, and repost. Okay, so let's listen to him now.
Dear Prime Minister Netanyahu, as you have seen, the people of Iran are loyal partners for Israel and the people of Israel. We have been like that for the past nearly 3,000 years, and we will continue to be that. However, at this moment, we desperately need your intervention and your help. How? The first step is, please officially recognize His Royal Highness Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi as the official representative of us, people of Iran. Iranian people. This will go a very long way, and we can build upon that to ultimately free Iran. So Israel's recognition of His Royal Highness as the official representative of the people of Iran is a crucial and critical step. Please consider doing that. This is the time, and this is we desperately need it. Secondly, please consider the main goal of this whole dilemma, which should be the toppling and the overthrowing of the actual regime of Islamic Republic in Iran, which automatically and immediately it will evaporate the danger of any nuclear weapons to be used against Israel or anyone. Secondly, the immediate elimination of all the other regional threats to Israel, such as the Houthis, Hamas, or Hezbollah, because their main source and supply of money, arms, and everything is the Islamic Republic regime. These two steps from you, which is in your hand, and you do have the power, will fix all of our problems. And please do not wait until President Trump or Vice President Vance are convinced that this is the way to go, because they may never get to that point. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Israel. God bless Iran.
That was okay. That was really good. I'm gonna, guys, this video. Okay, hold on. Let me mute it. And this video, I'm gonna put the link to this tweet. So a lot of people are saying, yeah, the cat lady is saying, "Bibi, where you at?" Exactly, and basically also saying, "Where do we sign?" There is no place to sign. I think the thing we need to do is repost this on X. I put the link in the live chat. Maybe I should put the link in the description as well. Yes, I will put the link into the description as well. Link to the post on X mentioned in the live stream, and I will put that in the description as well, so people watching later could go repost this. Okay, so guys, this is the post, but I think what you need to do is just repost this. Okay, this only has 300 likes and only 200 reposts. I think the best way to get more attention on this is to just repost this. What do you guys think? Yeah. So what do you guys think? Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I think if it gets a lot of attention, we could be the cause of this getting a lot of momentum. Huh? What do you guys think? Oh, we got a super chat. Amir is telling me we got a super chat. Thank you, Amir, for reminding me to check the super chat. I appreciate that. Angry Keyboard Warrior saying, do you think it makes sense for Israelis to still see anti-Hamas Gazans as a threat? So it's a spectrum, okay? It's not black and white. So Israelis, you should be suspicious of everybody and everything, okay? But it's not like, oh, now they're anti-Hamas, so should we trust them? It's just they became these anti-Israeli, the anti-Hamas Gazans. They are diverse. Some of them, many of them are still anti-Israeli. So many of them would want Israel to be eliminated. Some of them might not even care. Like some of them might actually be Zionists, hidden Zionists in Gaza. I mean, you might be surprised, but they do exist. Okay, so it's not. You don't know. Okay, the only thing you can tell is that they weren't anti-Hamas yesterday. They're anti-Hamas today. So you cannot judge all of them individually, and you don't even need to. You could just appreciate the spectrum moving somewhat in your direction, a little bit in your favor, even if they're not people who you could trust, or maybe you can, some of them, maybe you can't. Doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it does matter, but what we should focus on is the fact that this move is a good move for Israel, and how can we encourage it? How can we support it, even if these people are not in a position that we could trust at the moment? Okay, so see as a threat, I would rephrase that as being suspicious of them. Yes, of course, you should. Israelis have seen from their history that they should never let their guard down. Not only from these people, but even their allies. Like, you should even be suspicious of your allies. Israel has been betrayed by its allies throughout his history. You have to be suspicious of America. If you have to be suspicious of America, of course you should be suspicious of these people. You should be suspicious of everybody. You should be I mean, you know your history better than I do. Like, I mean, Israelis know their history better than I do. So the thing is that if something is moving in your direction, me telling you that you should support that move, it doesn't mean that you should support those people 100% and think that these are now people on our side. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if the pendulum is shifting somewhat to your direction, that's good. That's good. Well, you could welcome that. By the way, let me actually apologize. I mean, I'm not going to see eye to eye with Laura Loomer all the time. Okay, like, I mean, I still have a lot of disagreements with her over many things. But I actually thought that she's an anti-Zionist in previous channels, and she's not, apparently. So my mistake. I talked to her a couple of years back, and she has said many things that I disagree with, but I do have to be fair. She's not an anti-Zionist, she seems to have some good takes sometimes. For example, here she's calling out Tucker Carlson, but calling him Tucker Carlson. So she's showing to be not in line with some other idiots in the right, and I appreciate that. And I just wanted to, at the end of the stream, mention that I appreciate her calling out people like Tucker Carlson who are getting so close to Qatar. I mean, would she call out Trump as well for getting so close to Qatar? Because she's right now has access to the White House, apparently, right? So I wonder if she will call Trump as well, because she's MAGA. I mean, she's Jewish. I didn't know that. Okay. So Skeptic is saying, why did this Patrick B. David, anti-Semite, blame the revolution on the Jews? Why did Pahlavi not answer him? Right. That's one of the things that I do not agree with. And one of the things that I think Reza Pahlavi didn't understand what he was hinting at. I hope he didn't understand that, because I would have shut that suggestion down immediately. I mean, Reza Pahlavi, I like a lot of his takes. I think I agree with him 95% of the time. Doesn't mean that every time he says something, I mean, I know Reza Pahlavi is very, very pro-Israel. He's friends with Netanyahu. He's anti-Islamism. I know that about him. But over there, when Patrick B. David was suggesting that, he should have, maybe he didn't understand what he was getting at. But if it was me, I would have responded much more strongly than that. Again, nobody's perfect. He's just the best. He's just the best that we have. But again, if it was me, I would have responded a lot more strongly to Patrick P. David. But here's the thing. No, I mean, and let me not get into that for now. Okay, I already responded to the cat lady. We got a super chat at the end of the show. Thank you so much, guys. Please a lot of people are supporting us with super chats and memberships, and I really appreciate that. For people who do not want to support us financially, please like the stream. That also helps us a lot. That takes you only a second, and it really helps the show. Okay, maximum support. There are many ways that you could support the show. You could like the stream, you could subscribe, you could hit the bell notification, you could leave a comment. By the way, guys, I was thinking of leaving the chat open to only the people who are subscribed to the channel. Those are the only people who could use the live chat. Let me know if you think that's a good idea or not. Andrew is saying, I've noticed something with Iranian men, and this includes Armin. Most of them still have their hair after age 30. Genetics? Oh, I haven't noticed that. I only noticed me. Like, I don't judge people. Like, I mean, I do judge people. Who am I kidding? Like, I don't go like, oh, when I say I don't notice other people, I mean, I don't go like, oh, here's another man that lost his hair. Here's another man that lost his hair. I don't know. I just notice my own hair. I don't, like, when I see men, I don't think about, it doesn't cross my mind to check how much hair they have. Okay. That's what I meant when I say I only notice me. It means like I'm not thinking about other men's hair, so I don't know. I haven't followed that trend, so I don't know. Okay. I should look into the stats. Is there stats for that? I don't know. Yeah, by the way, guys, I'm 41. So maybe it's because maybe it's I don't think it's genetics. I think it's getting a lot of sleep and exercise. Maybe that has something to do with it. Sleep and exercise. I don't think it's genetics. Maybe, I don't know. Ask for a but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Oh, D is here. Oh, D has been listening on work. Thank you. Thank you, Maz. Yes, exactly. The cat is saying, liked Armin, look at Christian Prince analysis. It's very interesting. I don't have time. You guys look at the analysis. I'm on an information diet. I have some key places that I get my information. I am so busy every day that I cannot add to it. The content that you think is good, you listen to it, come here with that analysis, because you enrich yourself with that analysis, and come deliver it in the live chat here so that you could enrich this live chat and the discussions that we have here, because you went and watched that. I need to be on an information diet because I have constantly reduced the places that I get. I need to have a diverse set of views from some key places, and if I add to it, then there's other things that I need to cut to get more analysis. I've overdosed on analysis. I watch so much analysis that if I add to it, I'm going to overdose. So I have to be careful, or else I'm not going to get anything done, right? All right, so just watch it and tell me. Watch it and come and tell me what you think, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to end the stream. I need to go get ready for the next show. I appreciate everyone's super chats and support. Amir saying, long live Atheist Republic. Yes, long. Thank you, Amir. Thank you so much for that. Guys, do not leave without liking the stream unless you're driving, you're walking your dog, you're running, you're lifting some weights, then it's okay. These people that I mentioned, you have a good excuse for not liking the stream, but you have no excuse for not coming back later and liking the stream later. Especially people who are driving, please do not like the stream right now. Wait until you're not moving, you're not driving, okay? But everyone else, like the stream. I appreciate all of you. And till next show, bye.